Now for the biggest game this game week, Man City vs Newcastle. As if there was any doubt in that Manchester City rank as Europe's best after their UEFA Champions League triumph last season, a Super Cup victory against Sevilla on penalties in midweek cemented that status, leaving the Athens ruins behind. City returned to Manchester where Newcastle lie in wait for what is their home league opener after a 3-0 win away to Burnley kick-started their Premier League campaign last week. There was an unerring sense of inevitability about City's win last weekend, but a visit of Newcastle promises to be a much sterner test. One the citizens will hope they have the answers to, given they're on a 10-match winning streak in home Premier League action. Stretching that run with another convincing victory could bring up another record for Pep Guardiola's side too, as they currently sit on 97 Premier League goals against Newcastle, and making it 100 would be their first century of goals against any Premier League team. After a 5-goal haul on opening day saw them end match day 1 top of the Premier League pile, Newcastle ought not to be overly phased about making their trip to Manchester this time around. That is perhaps until they check the history books and see that they've never won a Premier League game at the Etihad Stadium due to loss 16, which has earned them the unwanted record of the most games any team has played at a specific venue without winning a Premier League match. 4 wins from their last 7 away games, the 7 away league games drew to a loss 1, certainly suggest the Magpies are capable of breaking that spell. But given none of those matches saw Newcastle keep a clean sheet, they seemingly face the unenviable task of outscoring City. You'd have to go back to February 1996 for the last time Newcastle scored more than once in a away league head-to-head though, leaving them with a tough task to open their campaign with back-to-back wins. Rodri was on target in City's opening day win, and he appears to be a lucky charm for them, with his last 17 club goals arriving in winning causes. It was a dream Premier League debut for Sandro Tonali as he netted inside 10 minutes. 4 of his last 5 scoring appearances saw him bag the decisive goal in victory. Manchester City have scored exactly 2 first-half goals in 4 of the last 5 Premier League head-to-heads. Who will not play for Man City? De Bruyne, questionable Silva, referees Jones venue at Etihad Stadium. Who will not play for Newcastle? Kraft, Manquillo and Willock. Here are the odds. Man City's last game was a 1-1 draw with Sevilla in the UEFA Cup, with Palmer getting the goal, and then it went to penalties and Haaland scored, Alvarez scored, Kovacic scored, Grealish scored, and Walker scored, and then Kudelic missed and gave Manchester City the UEFA Super Cup title. Newcastle's last game was a 5-1 win over Aston Villa. Tonali, Isaac, Wilson and Barnes were the goals. Head-to-head, Man City win, draw, Man City win, Man City win, Man City win. My prediction for this game is Man City 1, Newcastle 1. Because Man City, after the Burnley game... let's go back to the Man City Sevilla game. This game was on Wednesday, and on Thursday they flew back. And then they gave their players a rest on Friday, and then they have to play against Newcastle tomorrow. That's why it's a 1-1 draw in my eyes.